Social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
On grace and peace, we are back up in the building. All right, I got a good one for you. We're going to look at what I'm now calling the off-target boycott. We're going to look deep into it. We got Rashad, Richie. We got Jamal, Bryant. We got all the usual suspects today. But before I jump into that, I just want to explain again why it is that I despise this target boycott and really all of these. Well, there's a secular reason and there's a Christian reason. And I'm going to start with my Christian reasoning for this, why I don't support these boycotts. And mind you, I'm not really a big Target supporter themselves. I don't really care one way or another. The reason as a Christian I don't support this Target boycott is because it's not the role of Christians to participate in these shenanigans. DIE is partiality on steroids. It is a violation of God's word. So therefore, I'm not in support of that. So because Target is rolling it back, which by the way, they should never have started, never had it rolled in the first place. But hey, you got to count your chickens where they are. So because they're rolling it back, I don't support them losing business because they decided to make the right decision. Now, again, Target has made some bad decisions in the past, and there's tons of reasons why one would not support Target. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Hat tip to you for making that decision. But as a Christian, I don't support DIE, and therefore I'm not going to participate in a farce and theatrics that for no other reason, but because it's DIE, are we even having this discussion? Now, secularly wise, this is probably one of the most, I hate to say it, these boycotts, they're just knee-jerk reactions. They're not well thought out, because we're going to look at it in a second. Jamal Bryant talks a lot about, the black dollar. And I wanted to look and see, well, how much money are we talking about when you say that, black people are not going to go to Target? How much money are we talking about? And the amount of money that we're talking about is not insignificant to you or myself, but to a corporation of Target's size, it doesn't matter. So we're going to dig into this and we'll see what you say. I appreciate y'all so much. This is, of course, a members only live stream. So thank you so much to my members for helping me do this type of content, to be able to give you all value and such of that nature. I just want to say thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So we're going to jump in here and hear what Mr. Rashad, Richie, the insight and wisdom that he has. And then we'll dig a little bit more. And I will dig a little bit further into the improperly thought out, not well thought out, definitely poorly executed boycott that we are looking at today. So let's jump into it. Let's go.
Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bullpen.
Jason, edit this part out.
As promised, in the bullpen today, we have none other than prolific minister of the gospel, dear friend.
He is not a minister of the gospel. Jamal Bryant is not a Christian. He is not sharing the gospel.
Pastor, activist, and author, Dr. Jamal Bryant, who has called for the boycott or the fast against Target, and was recently highlighted in the White House in the most ironic way. I saw this on April Ryan's post. We'll have April back on the program very soon. Let me go to that and then we'll bring the pastor on. Here it is.
Some motherfuckers accountable. So elderly. Yeah, that's right. Jamal. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Pastor Jamal Bryant, Dr. Bryant, good day.
I don't even know what that even meant. I don't even know. I don't know what they were doing with the whole giant fat head Jamal Bryant. In my opinion, I thought it was funny, but I don't really know what was the purpose of that. Well, what was the purpose of that? Why didn't you have a Rashad Richie head or Joy Reid? I don't know why Jamal made the cut and what was the purpose of it. It just didn't make any sense. But let's go. Because I know they're going to make a lot of hay about that. They're going to spend a lot of time boo-hoo crying and woe is me because they made fun of them at the White House. But let's go.
Welcome to Indisputable. Sir, how are you?
Wonderful. I'm honored to be with you, sir.
Good to have you on the show. When I saw that White House thing, it was quite ironic. And naturally, you've been an activist. You have moved and progressed the agenda for Black people in significant ways, especially young Black folk in the movement, et cetera. You've done this for many years. When I saw April Ryan post that, I said, what the hell is going on? And I think you referenced those individuals as runaway slaves when you spoke on it. It was quite a fascinating rebuttal, in my opinion. And you're
Because he's telling you, he told you the quiet part out loud. Jamal Bryant wasn't supposed to say that. He was not supposed to say the obvious part that Black folk that are beholden to the Democrat Party are slaves, are enslaved to the Democrat Party. And he said those are runaway slaves. He wasn't supposed to say that because that's the ironic part. He literally said what we have been saying for the longest time, that the Democrat Party is a plantation. And he said it out loud. So Rashad Richie is trying to smooth it over, make it sound all gruff and, oh man, you from the streets. But no, really, he said the obvious part out loud, that the Democrat Party and their ideologies and their policies are enslaving Black people. Let's go.
also leading the boycott or the fast, contextualized properly, against a major corporation known as Target. And these things may have connections. So I want you to talk about this fully in your own words.
Number one, let me tell you how honored I am just to be with you. Just appreciative of how it is that you are a critical thinker for our community and always pushing the envelope for us to go beyond the normative. So let me say that. I found it peculiar and strange that in the White House, number one, who has tried to dismantle Black History Month programs on all federal properties, was having a program to start with.
I'm finding it unusual, sir, that you are on your doggone 3G iPhone. Was this iPhone 8? Sir, clean this lens, my guy. Come on. We need to be able to see all that gray on your chin, Jamal, and that 5 o'clock shadow. You get a real camera and get off of that 3G. Come on. But no, let's be for real. Sir, you don't care about Black history programs. You don't care about any of that stuff. You just care about the fact that Trump is doing it, and you're in your feelings, Jamal. Get out your feels. Get out of that beta. Get out of your feminine energy, sir, as you like to use those terms. Get out of that and step into masculine energy and just say, okay, fine, whatever, and keep it moving. But let's digress.
Two, Rashad, you've been in this public space as I have. I found it odd that they weren't holding up a picture of Jasmine Crockett, of Hakeem Jeffries.
They should have. Jasmine Crockett, we need to go find some Bratz dolls. I mean, they could have done that. But Jamal, I mean, come on, brother. You made the cut, my guy. Accept it. Get into it. Let's go.
Of Representative Clyburn, of Raphael Warnock. It says to us in no uncertain terms, whenever it is that you are intending to disrupt the financial infrastructure, it's a problem.
You
The
thought
other
deep
issue,
about that.
Rashad, is when did they pull out these pictures?
You really had to think deep about that. You had to come up with a way to cope and to spin that to make you feel good about the fact that they hurt your feelings. Jamal, come on, man. Step this game up. You can do better than this.
They pulled it out after the announcement that the new FBI head had been confirmed. That's why the man is saying in the video, let's hold him accountable. Now, what's strange is I was nowhere near DC on January 6th.
Right.
So hold me accountable for what?
Right.
Whatever it is that you speak truth to power and you are positioned to make an economic impact, that's when all the alarms go off. Target is a multi-billion-dollar company. And since we have been in this fight, their stock has gone down by $13 a share. Their valuation has lost $2 billion. And so they realize that at the heartbeat of this is if Black people ever unify around economic justice, America will hold itself accountable.
Jamal, that is the most prideful and ignorant thing. And I wanted to let him tease that out. So I did a little search, went on Target's website. Target makes $200 $292 million every month. No, I'm sorry. $292 million every week. No, I'm sorry. Doggone it. Clean my glasses. Oh, $292 million every day. Every day. Black folks spend about $12 million in Target every day. Sir, I'm sorry. You are delusional. As delusional as you are non-gospel. Well, I guess you're more delusional than you are gospel-centric. Okay, got your point. Sir, you're insane. Target is not losing money because of that. I'm sorry. I'm just not. They're just not. This is not the case. I can understand you've convinced yourself, and the copium that you're taking in has caused you to believe that. But sir, that's not true. It's just not. They're not losing. I guarantee you, Target is not losing sleep over y'all. Let's keep it going. Not when we only spend about 4%. We make 4% of the sales. I'm sorry, it's just not a thing.
We joined you in that fight. I remember when you first called for this, and I echoed the sentiment right here in Indisputable.
Because you're a fool.
For everyone who watches Indisputable, to Black folk, brown folk, to our allies that support Indisputable, we have, 1.19 million subscribers on our YouTube page and 1.45 million on Facebook Watch. Those individuals are connected to families. We could literally destroy, not just disrupt, a target if we chose to.
Boy, sit yourself down. Sit your round head down somewhere and stop lying to yourself. Let me show you something real quick, if I can do this correctly. I just pulled up. So they have 1.2 million subscribers on their channel. And that's a reality. That's real. So I just brought this up just so you can see. They have 1.2 million subscribers on their channel, right? There's the number, 1.2. How many views did this video get? 72,000. That's hardly even 10% of the people that are subscribed to your channel actually watch your content. Rashad, sir, you are delusional. And I'm sure if we take the time to go through all of your videos, and this is 8 days ago, so we're not talking about an older video. Now, of course, we can go back and look at 2 years ago. I'm sure it probably better. But I think you get my point. Sir, people are not watching your content like that. I mean, I know people who have far less. Okay, let's look real quick. Let me just real quick, just for laughs and giggles. All right, he got his member content. Okay, my guy, you actually have a video on here that's almost a day old, and it has 6,500 views. Sir, that's a video like mine. And you have 1 million subscribers. Keep it going. 45. Sir, this is not, again, you don't have multi-million. Even this controversy with the two nephews, the two twins that were murdered here in Georgia. You only got 277,000 views on it. Sir, please stop with the delusion. The cope is crazy. My guy, just let it go. Let it go.
Just by withdrawing economically. So I'm encouraging everybody who follows this program to do so. Pastor Bryant, you were posed, absolutely, brother. You were posed a question. Why Target? Why Target? Now, I think I know why. Target employs a whole lot of Black folk. A lot of people don't know that. But I think also the connection with George Floyd is a big reason. So let's talk about why Target when all these other entities have offended in some way when it comes to getting rid of the DEI programs.
I want to first say Target is first and not only. They are first and not last. This generation, regrettably, doesn't have any wins. They only have settlements.
Oh, let me stop right there.
Go after all.
Let's stop right there. And we've talked about this before. This generation is looking for a war to fight. These people want something to fight. Because again, our grandparents had the First World War, Second World War, Vietnam, Korea, and such of that nature. And of course, the Cold War. The best thing that we've had as relates to a war, if you will, and many of us didn't participate in it, hats off to those that did, those men and women that did serve, of course, is the Middle East conflict, Desert Storm, and such of that nature. But there's not been a war for this generation to actually participate in and galvanize around. That's why they have to keep making up fights. That's why they're making up fights in order to feel like, man, I want to feel like my grandfather. Man, I want to feel like my dad, my uncle. He fought in Nam. I want to be like them. They have to find some way to give themselves value apart from accepting that God has given you a time of peace. And we can celebrate that and we can be thankful. Like, this is a peaceful time. We can grow and do great things. No. I got to fight some kind of fight. So let me go over here and pick fights with the people with less melanin. Let me go over here and make up pronouns and then fight people because they don't recognize my pronouns. Or let me go and do all these things. That's why they're fighting all of these crazy, they call it culture wars. But that's what it is. It's because people don't have anything to fight and they feel insignificant when they look at what our grandfathers fought. My granddad was in the Army, and hats off to my granddad. I did not serve in the military. I don't take anything from anybody who served in the military. You get that hat tip, good, bad, or indifferent, because you did something that I was not able to and willing to do. You went to the theater of war. So these people feel insignificant. They feel no value in their lives. That's why they overlook crimes and injustices in their own backyards. Stillbirth is in the middle, the epicenter of foolishness here in Atlanta, Georgia. But he looks over that. He's about to tell you that Target is headquartered in Minneapolis. He would rather look up to Minneapolis to fight against DIE rather than deal with the fact that crack epidemic in DeKalb County, the fact that they delete more babies than anything else. He can't see those things. But let us go.
Love them. I wanted one at a time. Because Target is publicly traded, some demographic information is made available to us. Rashad, I am appalled that Black people spend $12 million a day at Target.
Okay, let me do it just like him. Let me impersonate him. Hold on, I gotta get my Jamal Bryant. Okay. I am appalled. I am appalled that Black folks spend $12 million a day in a company that makes $300 million a day. Dummy, nobody cares. That's tax. My guy, we're a tax burden. Okay, we're really a tax burden. I mean, come on. Jamal, you got to be smarter than this, man. House, you got to be smarter than this, my dude. $12 million a day? Come on, guy. I know I'm not telling you something brand new. I hope to God I'm not telling you something that you didn't already know. We're not significant. And the thing that you're also missing is that because we're not significant, that small sliver of DIE products, and I'm not saying every product in Target is DIE. Let's give them the benefit. Okay, Target vetted and has the best products that will help their bottom line on those shelves. Now, there are products on those shelves that are almost geared toward only one specific people group. So that means that people group would need to come into Target and buy that product off the shelf for Target to say, this product is valuable to our company. Is that fair? So if you tell the people, don't go to Target, that would only be buying these products off the shelf, Target is going to say, yeah, this product isn't selling. We got to get rid of it. We can't have it in our store because the opportunity cost of having that product on the shelf is too much. We need to get another product on the shelf that will sell. I don't think, that's why I said in the beginning, this is an ill thought out boycott, because they're going to be companies, small little mom and pop, little cottage, Black owned, Latino owned businesses that are not going to come out of this boycott unscathed. They're going to come out of here broke. They're going to come out of here bankrupt. They're going to come with their doors closed because y'all in your bright insight chose to deflect. And I'm not saying everybody would, but just a small number of Black people that do actually buy from Target and such of that nature, you're telling them don't go there. So if their product, they fought tooth and nail to get their product into Target, and they're like, whoo, we done made it. We made it. We got our product in Target, y'all. We are on our way. And then your bonehead turns around and tells the people that will be their clients, don't go to Target to buy the product.
Wow.
12 million a day. I don't know any Black consumer space that is amassing that much capital a day.
We're not that important. This is also the other problem with the bliggity blacks, the black bourgeoisie, the melanated Marxists, the colored communists. They think too highly of themselves. They are not willing to say, you know what? We are a small sliver of this American pie. We've been granted to be a part of this American experiment. Let us take advantage of it in full chested, take advantage of these opportunities. Nope. They're going to go out here and protest.
Secondly, for those of you who don't know, Target is headquartered in Minneapolis, place where George Floyd was publicly lynched and killed. And they, by themselves, made a commitment to invest $2 billion into Black business. It is supposed to be met by December of 2025, when President Trump and co-President Musk went on an attack against DEI, and they withdrew that commitment when the commitment was not built under DEI or affirmative action. So to dishonor the family of George Floyd and the community is unconscionable. Thirdly, Rashad, it's unnerving that Target has branches at 27 college campuses, and not one of them is a HBCU. And so we're asking them to really fix it because we've invested.
I'm sorry. Y'all know I love my historically Black colleges and universities. Shout out to all of my brothers and sisters. I'm gonna go with my favorite, my dearest alma mater, dear old Morehouse. There's no way in the world that there could be a Target in the West End Atlanta area. There's no space for it. So the nearest and closest one is in Atlantic Station. There's no way. I don't understand. Most historically Black colleges and universities, I hate to tell y'all this, don't be upset about this. Most historically Black colleges and universities are in the ghetto. They're in the ghettos. They're in the hood. All right, if we want to bring it to modern parlance, they're in the hood. Be honest. Do you really think? Come on, man. Just think. Why would you even make that a standard? Oh, they got to have a Target in a historically Black college and university. Sir, there ain't no Walmarts in them. Guess what? There ain't no Stillbirth Missionary Baptist church in there either. How about those squares? Is that good enough? What's up with that? You don't have a satellite church in the West End. So why should Target? Why don't you set up a church there? Jamal, William Murphy, all of y'all other roundhead, smooth brain fools. Why don't all of y'all do that? But you won't, because you don't have the ability to do it. And you're full of hot air and you're just bogus. So when you sit here and say something ignorant like there's no Targets in historically Black colleges and universities, and what? There's no Lexus dealers there either. And I'm pretty certain there's no Ben & Jerry's ice cream. All of these big-chested liberals, y'all don't go there in the hood. Go do that. Ask Walmart what happened when they built that Walmart market off of MLK. How did that work out for them? And it used to be a Publix. It was a Publix at first. Ask them what happened to there. And then Publix said, oh, no, we can't do this. We got to go. Publix left and Walmart Market moved in. And what did Walmart Market find out? Oh, yeah, we know why y'all left. Yeah, like, come on, my guy. So smooth brain. I mean, just think.
Too much as one of the top 5 employers of Black people in the United States. As much money as we spend, they're not doing us a favor. They're operating in good partnership.
We're looking at the dismantling.
I'm sorry. I have to admit also, I didn't watch this first. So y'all, please pray for me. Please forgive me. I didn't watch this before I did this. So I'm watching this in real time. The smooth brain just said Target is one of the largest employers of Black people. So let's just say, Jamal, if you have your way, what's going to happen? Because he said he wants to bring Target down. He said he wants to crash the system. Remember that? That's when he announced this. So if he collapses Target, and let's say Target shuts down, or Target literally goes from almost $300 million a day, let's say it whittles down to 50 million a day. Jamal has his whole, the stock is on fire sale. CEOs jumping out of windows. It's a mess. Who do you think that's going to hurt the most? Who do you think is going to hurt the most? Before the CEO casts himself out the window, before the stock goes up for a penny, who do you think is going to hurt first? Come on, Jamal, just say it with me. Come on. I know you know. I know you know, Jamal.
Of the American system of government and democracy as we know it. We have literally an oligarch who's actually in charge. Let's be very clear. Trump is in charge of nothing. We just did a segment earlier today, dear brother, where Trump is on video purchasing a Tesla. They have diminished him into a de facto car salesman. Now, what that is doing is enhancing the stock of Tesla, enhancing consumer confidence in Tesla. But obviously, the oligarch Elon Musk, who is
that's so, man, that is really weird, man. We've never had a president ever stand in the Oval Office or in the White House lawn talking about buying cars. We never had that before. And it was really bad that, he did that, and it's terrible, man. I really wish we could, man, it's sad to think that we would have a president pushing a car brand and encouraging people to buy a car that would just, that's terrible that he would do that. Y'all know I'm trying to pull this up and it's not working, right? Oh, okay, that's why. I don't know why it won't let me do it. It's a conspiracy. But y'all do remember when Biden did that, right? I just wondered, did Mr. Richie have any smoke for Biden when Biden did that? Remember Biden did this whole shenanigans, and this is in front of the White House in the, in the royal lawn, pushing Jeep products. I don't remember him saying anything about oligarchs and what does he call it, a car salesman or anything like that, improving the stock of Tesla or improving the stock of GM or whoever owns Jeep this week. I just thought that was interesting. Like, I don't know. Does that work the same way?
Operationally in charge. He's pulling the strings here. What are your thoughts about how this current American infrastructure is going to play out in the cause and effect as it relates to policy and opportunities for services that we're all paying taxes to receive?
Well, Elon Musk has made it abundantly clear that he is a dominant enemy of empathy.
That's right.
Anything that really speaks to the human heart and the human condition, he is opposed to. So it doesn't matter whether it's free lunch, it doesn't matter whether it's aid to farmers or assistance to veterans. Anybody who is in need, he has disdain. Last night, 1,500 people were fired from the Department of Education. This really says that America is going to be upended when our children are already running woefully behind globally in reading, math, science, and technology. What that means for our community, when over 300,000 Black people either had federal jobs or federal contractors, we're getting ready to see a gaping hole in the Black middle class.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot that we're going to have to address, and the nation is crumbling around us, all while we learning a new line dance.
The irony of what he's just said cannot be lost. Please don't let that irony slip past you. He's concerned, and I'm not saying that losing a job is bad, but he's more concerned about the fact that these people losing their job than the fact that their roles were not necessary. But again, I'll just point it out again. I'm going to keep beating that dead horse. Mr. Jamal Bryant has zero to say about babies that are deleted in their mother's womb. He has nothing to say about it. I'm not saying that you can't be concerned about two things. The problem is he's not concerned about babies being deleted. He will say nothing about them, but he'll tell me exactly down to the last person how many people lost their jobs yesterday. He can't tell me how many babies got munched up in their mother's womb or got vacuumed out of their mother's womb. No, nothing at all. Jamal, kick rocks.
So we're going to have to really snap out of it and realize this is the last chapter of Dr. King's The Urgency of Now. That this is a 5-alarm fire and all hands are going to have to be on deck.
You talked about empathy, and you're right. Elon Musk is on an interview saying that the greatest weakness of the Western culture is empathy. He said that out of his own mouth. And
Yes.
he's governing, right? He's governing in that way.
Let's, you know what? I agree with Elon Musk, and I'll tell you why. And y'all know I bring up Proverbs 12:10 a lot. The charity of the unrighteous, of the wicked, is cruel. I'm not saying Elon Musk is aware. I'm not saying Elon Musk is dialed in, so to speak. But Elon Musk realizes that this system is broken. And the things that we're doing in an attempt to try to be empathetic, the things that we're doing in an attempt to be charitable, really are damnable and hurtful to one, if not both, of the parties that we're trying to help. So I'm not giving duck and cover to Elon, but let's just be honest. The things that we're doing to try to be charitable, trying to be helpful, are really problematic. But we won't say that. Jamal won't say that. Rashad won't say that. I'll just go ahead and say it because somebody needs to. Hey, maybe we need to get our lives together. And by the way, this is allegedly a minister of the gospel. So an opportunity here to share the gospel to these lost people would be the best and the most empathetic thing to do.
Here's a hypothesis that I provided. And this has come from meetings that we've had at the colleges that I lecture at and teach as a professor. There's this uncertainty with everything right now. And then beyond that, there are contracts that Black folk earned. These contracts on the chopping block if they haven't already been chopped. And I saw at your church when you called all of the federal workers and contractors of your ministry to come to the front so that they can be prayed for. Man, it looked like damn near half your church, dear brother, on that social media. There was a whole lot of folks.
But did you ever tell those people to come up to actually? I don't know why I'm even asking for stillbirth to do things that even look like they're Christian. I don't even know why am I even doing that? Let me just stop. I don't care because they're not Christian. This is a social experiment. This is an activation center. This is a Marxist training camp, but it's nowhere near a Christian. So why? I don't even care. Nope.
This is how bad the time is, Rashad.
Yeah.
April 24th, we are doing a career fair for federal employees who have been terminated. In my entire ministry, I've never done anything remotely comparable. We're getting ready to see something happen. I'm here in Norfolk, Virginia, talking to you and had to lecture to a group of preachers. And I had to say to them, Rashad, you're getting ready to see something you've never seen in your life. The church is about to grow and the economy is about to go down. Because this is going to be the very first time we've seen that these kind of numbers, that those who are educated, those who are tenured, those who are experienced and seasoned will not just be unemployed, but unemployable.
Yeah.
Because there's no place to place them. And so the church is going to have to do some real heavy lifting as we get through this Monday chapter.
Yeah. I don't know why Jamal decided to get on there about with his 3G iPhone 4. I don't know why he did that. That's an abomination. If I heard him correctly, the economy is going to go down and the church is going to grow. Sir, your church needs to close. I pray that a meteorite smashes into it on an off Tuesday evening when nobody's there. Sir, you don't have a church. You have a communist training boot camp. That's it. You don't have a church. It's not a church. Stillbirth is not a church. Catch me outside, dearwokec@gmail.com if you want to email management. That's not a church, sir. That is a farce. It is a joke. Stillbirth is not a church because you don't. And shout out because somebody brought this in. What about prayer and trusting God? They don't trust God because they don't know him. They don't care. They don't know the gospel. These people don't have the gospel. And I'm going to go on a limb and say Jamal doesn't know the gospel because he sure don't teach it. If he knew the gospel, he would share the gospel. He doesn't teach it. Period. I put the challenge out there. I've yet to find anybody meet me on it. Send me a sermon where Jamal Bryant teaches the gospel. Listen to what I said. Teaches the gospel from opening the book to closing the book. That's all he does. Send it to, not this, if you want your life changed, come on down here and get a right hand of fellowship, or if you feel you're in struggle and stress. No, I don't want that. I want the gospel from the beginning of the sermon to the end of the sermon. Send it. You won't.
I was in a research meeting last week, and for the first time, I'm seeing higher education bring in private equity investors for research. And that's because the research funding has now basically dried up from the administration, and what little is left is not enough for everyone. But it is causing a creativity to be launched inside of how we do things moving forward. And I have a hypothesis about why this is happening. You have 25% tariffs against Canada, Mexico. You have tariffs against China. They are intentionally not creating a recession. They're creating a Great Depression. But they're going to come back to that, I believe, dear brother, and try to privatize all of these industries and give these contracts to their oligarch friends. And I think the main one is going to be Elon Musk. Even with the Department of Education, they're consolidating buildings and getting rid of leases. And I believe those leases may return to some level and be codified within the context of privatization. This is probably the beginning of a massive privatization effort by oligarchs in the United States of America. And you're now seeing, we're now reporting almost every day on Indisputable of buyer's remorse. People that voted for Trump, they are now assed out and they have no other options. Do you believe?
I would love for somebody to tell me, if you voted for Trump and you have buyer's remorse, because I keep hearing this from people on the left. I have yet to actually talk to somebody and say, yeah, I voted for Trump. And yeah, I don't like the way he's moving. I've yet to hear that from an actual Trump voter. I got my red hat and, I was out here, God bless America. And I don't like the way it's going. I would love to actually meet a real bona fide Trump voter that's saying that they don't like that. Now, again, you don't have to like everything. That's not what I'm saying. Because, of course, he's done some things I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that. So that's not the case. But buyer's remorse, where you regret making that purchase, you regret voting. Just tell me. I would love to meet him because I've not met one. And I've talked to tons of people who support Trump. And they say, this is what we voted for. He told us ahead of time. Not like he surprised us. He told us how he was going to move. We voted for this. I want to hear somebody like that. Okay, I'm done.
That will cause some level of remedy and recourse in the future. The folk that supported him now realizing he doesn't support them.
It's not going to happen.
That's under the assumption, Rashad, that we have an election.
That's right. That's
what gives
the
me
same thing,
pause.
brother. That's right.
Yeah. And I, as a lifelong Democrat, for us to be listening to the soundtrack of the Silence of the Lambs, I am not hearing enough uprising in D.C. pushing up against, even though they don't have enough votes. The old Black Panther Star Wars said, we're not outnumbered, we're outorganized. And so I think that we really got to roll our sleeves up and really got to fight back. What happened in D.C. earlier this week for them tearing down Black Lives Matter Boulevard was very significant. When Rashad, they could have just painted them.
That's right.
For them to use jackhammers to destroy the street was really sending a profound, loud message that we would be wise and prudent to pay attention.
I guarantee you, as sure as my name is Jason, Jamal Bryant didn't have any problem with the fact that they made that Black Lives Matters plaza, whatever like that. They didn't just paint it on there. He had no problem with them putting it in there semi-permanent, that it requires jackhammers and bulldozers and all that kind of stuff to remove. He had no problem with it. Because if it had been painted, I would have been like, I thought it was painted too initially. But I'm like, yo, they put in some work in there. So there's something different. I guarantee you Jamal Bryant has not done any research on why they have to dig it out, scrape it out in order to just paint over it. Because they said it's going to take like 6 months to replace it. And I was like, that's crazy. But now I understand why. I guarantee you Jamal Bryant hasn't done that.
Well said, man. I echo your sentiment. Trump, and I've said this on the show, Trump is governing in a way that says, I don't need you to vote for me again. I'm not expecting you to vote for me again. He is literally disregarding every demographic that put him into that position because he obviously.
Rashad Richie, I'm pretty certain they just gave him that doctorate degree. They did. That man cannot be that doggone ignorant. Find me some black men that voted for Trump that are not happy with what he's doing. I'll wait. I'll go on the limb and say, find me some white man that voted for him, that truly voted for him and say, I really wish I had the cosplaying Indian woman. I really want somebody to show me that.
Is thinking he doesn't need another election. But Pastor, he said that, didn't he? Didn't he say if you vote for me again, you won't have to vote again?
Listen, not only did he say it, he posted himself on his own page under the image of a king wearing a crown and holding a scepter.
That's right.
He sees himself as a king, not of the Martin Luther variety, but of the Richard variety. And so I think that the big thing for us to do is start positioning ourselves for midterm elections. And we can't just grandfather clause people in. We've got to really raise up a generation of those who will clear their throat and be prepared to fight. What we saw in the Oval Office with the exchange of Zelensky from the Ukraine signaled to us that the era of diplomacy is not welcomed on Pennsylvania.
I'm really amazed at how much this party will bend over backwards for everybody but America. Everybody but America. He's already caped for Canada. He done cape for other entities. He's caping for Ukraine, but I have not heard him say anything that benefits and encourages Americans. You know what? I don't like it, but man, this is going pretty well. I don't like it, but man, this is going all right. I've yet to hear it, but I don't expect it from him, but I'm just pointing that out. Like he gonna protect everybody but American interests. Let's go.
And so some real fighters are going to have to be able to rise up and really herald their fists and be prepared in some instances to wave their canes, even if it means that they're going to get sent.
That's right, brother.
Saving me.
I wish I had more time with you. You are obviously always welcome to the show. Thank you for your continued advocacy. We support you 100%, brother. Anytime you need us to do something, just let us know.
No, thank you so very much. I'm appreciative. Those of you who are interested in the movement, please go to Target.
Nobody cares. Okay, sorry about that. Jamal, nobody. The Target fast, I'm just going to go ahead and call it. It's already lost. The cow is out the barn. You're talking about 12, 13, 14%. I'm sorry, 12, 13, 14 million dollars. I'm sorry, sir. You're not talking about a significant amount when you're talking about a company that makes $300 million a day. Jamal, stick to the gospel. If you know the gospel, give the people at stillbirth the gospel. Not, I can go out here and protest. Because please understand, you're creating an environment where people feel like their salvation is tied to the works that they do. It sounds a lot like, Lord, I pray and I fast every day and I give my tithes and all. It kind of sounds like the Pharisees. Jamal, that's why I say critical race theory is a cult. It's the Pharisee religion just brought into the church another way. And again, I don't care nothing about Rashad Richie. I don't think that he's a great thinker. I don't think that he has a grasp of the Christian faith at all. DearWokesy@gmail.com. When the smoke clears, these gentlemen will be on the wrong side of the argument. Because the argument is not whether or not DIE should be brought back into Target or whether or not they need to have 19 different SKUs for black hair products in Walmart. That's not the argument. The argument is, who are you trusting and putting your faith in? And Jamal, Rashad, and all those other people that are following after this cult, it doesn't. It doesn't bring you to the foot of the cross at all. So I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you very much as members of the channel. Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting this channel, for being not only a part of the best live channel on the internet, but taking that step further to be members and helping me out over here, helping me do what I do. I want to say I really appreciate y'all. And I wanted to do a little short video looking at this foolishness, and wanted to do it for y'all. So I want to say thank you so much for checking it out. I really appreciate y'all. It means a lot that you all find value in what I'm doing over here, talking loud in my house. I really, really appreciate it. And if nothing else, know that I greatly, greatly appreciate y'all. So we'll do this again real soon, everybody. And until then, grace and peace.